You were saying that that initial ice that we got last week that started all of this, it could be even worse today. So these warming shelters that we're talking about, they're going to be even more needed because, unfortunately, more people could lose power today.
Unfortunately. And, you know, I am so frustrated, you guys. I am so frustrated because I am in the same boat as so many Austinites. My family has been without power since Sunday, and we had on and off power since Thursday. And like Mike said, Thursday was the day that all of this started. We had ice accumulation then, and we've already surpassed that amount this morning alone. So this is what could cause additional power outages today. And KView, one of those locations that has experienced it. We have had 2 outages here just in the past hour. Now, that winter storm warning, by the way, it has been extended until 6 p.m. on Thursday, and it has to do with the ongoing ice accumulation today, but also additional winter mix for tonight into tomorrow morning around midday. And that is going to just add a bit more mess to those roadways. Right now, you can see some icicles hanging from the KView camera. If you look towards downtown, well, you can't see it because, for one, it's a bit dark, but 2, visibility is low, and it's because of that high rainfall rate. That high rainfall rate has also made our temperature climb. Briefly, we're at 31 degrees now at Camp Mabry, 29 at the Austin airport. If I were to find a silver lining in this, is that it is not as cold as yesterday. Yesterday, these numbers were in the single digits, and the wind chill was closer to 0 and below. That's not the case this morning. This morning, the bigger threat is the precipitation. It's coming in the form of winter mix, which is anything from freezing rain to a very cold rain. That's just what happened. It happens to be today. So we see some rain across areas of western Hays County. That high rainfall rate, the high rainfall is what's causing these temperatures to climb. That's why we're at 32 degrees now in Blanco and in St. Marcus. We had 34 degrees in Mason, but now that that moisture has moved out, those temperatures have climbed again. And that's what's going to happen here as well. So here's the problem. We have a really cold air mass, and that's what's causing some snow in our cloud cover. But once that snow falls, it's melting. And once it melts, it's then freezing at the surface because temperatures are now at 32 or below right at the surface. So this is freezing on contact. It's going to freeze and accumulate on any power lines, tree limbs, and areas that are already having some issues. The sleet, that could be a bit better because it actually has time to freeze before it hits the surface, so it ends up just bouncing off of power lines instead of just sticking to it like freezing rain like what we're seeing this morning. Snow up across the north, rain to our south. We're dealing with a winter mess in the form of that freezing rain, and that unfortunately will continue. It already looks like it's thinning out, though. That is the good news. We do have some thinning out across the hill country. It's still pretty consistent along the I-35 corridor and to the areas to the east. We have seen an accumulation of about a quarter inch across Camp Mabry just overnight, and I'm expecting that to also be a similar reading across a big portion of the I-35 corridor. We will eventually have some cloud cover just holding on over the day. Tonight, we stay cloudy and those temperatures will drop into the 20s. Tomorrow morning, we see that winter mix return. We see the snow return, and that snow will thin out by around noon on Thursday. But let's talk about those accumulations. Up to 3/4 of an inch of ice will be possible before this is all said on and done, on top of what already has fallen. In addition to that, Wednesday into Thursday, we could even see 1 to 2 inches of snow across the hill country, even less than that across the I-35 corridor and east. Temperatures eventually climbing to above freezing, and we will thaw over the weekend. But today, tomorrow, certainly days to still be very weather aware, especially when it comes to our roadways. And like I mentioned, that freezing rain this morning not helping out this situation. Joining us right now is Tori Larned, who's outside checking everything out. How's it going, Tori? I know you were talking about walking across the street, and it was one of the most difficult walks of your life. And that rain, it's coming down heavy. So tell us what you're seeing.